Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jasmine.
And I'm Brandon.
And we are the Gants.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning into our channel today. And we are talking about...
We're talking about the silent treatment. Is it helpful or is it hurtful? And so we're just going to dive right into it. My wife is, or I would say used to be, the queen of the silent treatment, man.
Yeah.
And so what do you think, baby? You think it's helpful or is it hurtful?
It's hurtful.
It's hurtful?
There were different stages of reasons of why I used to use the silent treatment. But at the end of the day, it's a break in your communication. And when your goal is to be communicating and communicating effectively, it does hinder it. Now, I will say that there are times where silence is necessary. I do think that there's a time where you just need to separate and just kind of have your own time with the Lord, or get some wise counseling and then come back together. But if you're using the silent treatment as, kind of like a fighting mechanism, a tactic of war, it's not beneficial.
What were some of the reasons you would use the silent treatment in the past? Like, I mean, you used to give me the silent treatment and I hated it. So why did you use it? Like, was it a weapon of yours that you just whipped out? Like, why did you use it?
Yeah, so long time ago, when I originally started using the silent treatment, it was because I realized that it really hurt the person. And I was just trying to retaliate for how they made me feel.
Yeah. So,
I realized, if I stop talking to you, if I whatever, then I show up at a party and I'm looking all gorgeous. It's going to make you angry. Look, this is the plan, you guys. But then as I got older, I think that because I was struggling with effective communication, I felt like no matter how many times I repeated myself, it wasn't coming across. I just got exhausted and I just said, forget it, So there were different reasons I would use them as a tactic. And another one was just like, I felt defeated and I just felt like this is just going in circles and we're not really getting any understanding here. So I'm just done.
Yeah. I know for me, man, the silent treatment, it hurt so bad. It hurt. One, because I'm a communicator and I love to communicate and just talk through things. And if you just completely shut down from me, it sucks. I mean, flat out, it sucks. But not only that, it definitely, that small point of disconnection right there, so much can happen with that small little window of disconnection. And I always look at things in the grand scheme, and well, I would say the majority of the time I look at things in the grand scheme, man, and just to see that little bit of separation right there bothers the heck out of me. So, for the longest, I would say, I would ask her, why are you doing this silent treatment? I know you're doing it on purpose, and I deemed it immature.
So then he would say, you're being immature, and then that just made me like,
yeah, I mean,
really not talking to you now.
Yeah, right. It's an immature thing to do. At least I would tell her that, man. I didn't know how to communicate with her other than, bashing the silent treatment, right? But it goes to show you how hurtful it is, right? To your relationship, to your overall relationship, because she's silent, but now I'm on 10 and I'm yelling at her and I'm, just trying to say anything to get a rise out of her so that we can communicate.
So then,
even if it's not, I'm just looking for any type of communication, not even good communication at that
point. Which is the thing that just made me be silent, because I just felt like you just want me to act crazy.
I mean, at that point, you're just looking for any type of communication. If you was to slap me in my face, I would appreciate it. Slap me in my face and call me a name.
You acting all kinds of crazy, and I'm like, really? This is what you call crazy? And then back in my mind, I'm just like, you just don't know, boy. I will tear this bug up. I would think like he wants me to act crazy because he wants a reaction out of me. Because it's driving him crazy.
But that's what it leads to. I mean, it leads to you wanting some type of communication from your significant other, which is just a bad place to be in, because it's all downhill from there.
Right.
So the silent treatment, do you use it? Do you not use it? I would answer, and I'll let my wife answer as well. I would say don't use it. If it's something that you use for punishment to your spouse, just learn how to communicate. Learn how to open your mouth and communicate like adults, and have respect and consideration for one another, because every time you communicate, it doesn't have to be an argument. Every time you disagree, it doesn't have to be an argument. So the better you learn how to communicate with your significant other, then the less you will need the silent treatment. And before you know it, you're no longer using the silent treatment as punishment.
So, like, what's an effective way, babe?
What's an effective way?
Effective way to have a disagreement or argument, or what's an effective way to communicate. So let's talk about effective ways if you're in a disagreement or an argument. If I can't use the silent treatment, but I don't want to talk right now, what should I do?
I would say, a lot of times it's your mindset. How's your mindset when you are disagreeing? Are you in it to win? Or are you in it to resolve? You know what I mean? So if I'm in
noticing your mindset.
Yeah, noticing. So obviously being mindful of your mindset. So yeah, if I'm in this thing to win, and I feel like I can get some type of edge over you, if I overpower you or oversmart you, then we both lose. But if I come in it trying to get some clarity, some understanding, so that we can move forward and get some resolve, then it's completely different. And just be genuine. Just be genuine, and again, consideration goes a long way, man. It goes a long way. So
I would throw in being honest about your feelings and your emotions. I saw something on TV the other day that said people normally fight and argue because they are afraid to be genuine about what they're really feeling. So instead of saying you embarrassed me, or you hurt my feelings, or what you did made me feel low, whatever the case is, we would just rather just lash out because it's uncomfortable to be vulnerable and say, I'm hurt.
Yeah.
So especially if this is with someone that you love, you're having a conversation with someone that you love, remember that when you're in an argument, because you can't take your words back, and just be vulnerable and just say, what, hey, what you said really hurt me.
Yeah.
And right now I don't have a positive way to express that. So until I have a better way to express it, I just don't want to talk to you. That would be a better. Now, honestly, when I say this now, it's not that eloquent. I'm like, listen, I'm mad right now. I can't talk. I'll talk to you when I have better words. But it is better to at least explain to the person why you need space.
You can communicate that. That is exactly so true. You can communicate why you would rather talk later. But just stopping abruptly, am I saying that word right? Yeah, whatever. But just coming to a halt in the conversation and just stopping it completely and just ignoring the person is it's never good. I mean, it's not going to end well, right? And we're looking for healthy relationships, and that's just not practicing healthy relationship habits. And you want to be able to practice healthy relationship habits because you want your relationship to last. And it's little things like this that the relationship takes hits when you're doing things like this, and before you know it, you have so many bruises from different things that you let hit your relationship, and now you're looking for a way out.
You said something so smart earlier, babe. You said in the time that you are given the silent treatment, so much can happen.
Yeah.
And that's true. I mean, especially in a marriage, they will tell you like, hey, be careful, what separations you have, because that gives opportunity for something to swoop in. But just imagine you're being silent. You're giving somebody, your boyfriend or girlfriend or your husband or wife, the silent treatment. In that amount of time, they've called a friend, male or female. They've expressed how they felt. That person got the opportunity to then pour into them what they should feel or what they should think about the situation. They communicated with somebody that they had no business communicating with to get that attention, or someone that would answer the phone, or they spent time with someone they shouldn't have spent time with, or they got on social media. Like people, there's so many things that people do. They go to your family, they go to their own family, and then by the time you guys fix it, or by the time you guys come back together, there's so much damage that's happened.
More damage
all
done.
From a time period of being upset with one another and creating that amount of space.
Right.
I see so many people get into arguments and get on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they go, I appreciate everyone's concern, but we're good now. Stay out of our business.
Yeah.
And it's like,
okay. But seriously, just continue to practice good communication habits. Not only with your spouse, but with other people as well. Because if you're communicating with your spouse well, you should be communicating, or you will be communicating with other people.
Other people well.
If you're communicating with other people, I will hope that you're communicating with your spouse. Well,
and building better relationships.
Right.
I think that's something that you learn as you grow. I think right now we're really big on that. It's just like a lot of the things that we learned as kids are not necessarily beneficial things to us now. So right now, I think it's so important for us to just build good relationships with people, to be genuine, to be effective in our communications and our conversations with one another, because we want to influence each other in a positive way.
Yeah. So silent treatment, helpful, hurtful?
Silent treatment is definitely hurtful. And I think that because we learned how to communicate more effectively, we don't really argue much.
So we deem the silent treatment hurtful. We have experienced this for years. Like my wife said, she used to be the queen of the silent treatment, and we just learned that there was so much, we
Better
learned.
ways to
Yeah, there were
express yourself.
so many other ways that we could communicate. And again, if she didn't want to communicate at that time, she's learned to say, "Hey, I just need a minute." So I communicate that, "Hey, I do need a minute away from you. I'm not just going to stop talking to you and cut everything off." There's ways to go about things. It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So
So just remembering in whatever situation you're in, like, you guys are partners. You love each other. You want the absolute best for them. You want to treat them that way. And even when you're angry, remembering how much you love that person, and then making your decisions accordingly. So the silent treatment is gonna be a no for us, guys. We're sorry, it's a no. I've been redeemed and transformed. I can't be silent no more, y'all. I gotta speak. But yeah, so we hope that this video was enlightening or helpful, or maybe just confirmed some thoughts that you guys might be having personally for yourselves. And until next